The movie Hollow Man begins with Dr. Sebastian Kane, a brilliant molecular biologist with a tendency towards megalomania. He's working on an invisibility serum for the military, as well as a serum to make the subject visible again. He's been perfecting the formula for 4 years, using animals in a top-secret military lab accessible only to him and his staff. The main challenge is returning the subject to visibility, which he finally solves through an epiphany. Despite being occupied by work, Sebastian becomes obsessed with his ex-girlfriend Dr. Linda, who's now dating another team member, Dr. Matt Kensington. Sebastian arrives at the facility to find Matt at Isabel, who becomes aggressive and escapes. The two take tranquilizer guns and chase after the gorilla while betting on who gets to shoot her first. Isabel is cornered and Sebastian takes a shot. Veterinarian Sarah Kennedy arrives, scolding Sebastian for planning to use the reverse serum on Isabel without testing it first. They all head to the lab and inject Isabel with the serum, which works, making her visible. The team celebrates with a fancy dinner, but Sebastian feels that this was their last big breakthrough. Sebastian tries to kiss Linda on the balcony, but he is rejected. Instead of reporting to the military, Sebastian lies to the oversight committee and convinces Matt and Linda to lie to the other team members, saying they have permission to move on to human testing. The subject, Sebastian himself. They inject the serum into Sebastian and the procedure is successful, but he wakes up in pain and under observation. Sarah stays to watch over Sebastian and falls asleep, but he fondles her breasts. Sarah wakes up and becomes suspicious of Sebastian but lacks evidence. Sebastian tries to pursue Linda again, but she denies him. 86 hours after becoming invisible, Sebastian is put back on the table to test the reverse serum. The serum initially appears to work, but it quickly malfunctions and nearly kills him. The researchers make a makeshift mask for Sebastian to wear, mimicking human features. While wearing the mask, Matt tries to run computer simulations to reverse Sebastian's invisibility, but to no avail. Over the next few days, he disregards Carter's instructions and leaves the lab to get some books, CDs, and Twinkies. He then sees his attractive neighbor returning home and changing, leading to temptation. He removes his mask and clothing to become invisible, enters her apartment, and plays pranks on her. Linda discovers the mask and clothes in Sebastian's apartment and goes to the lab to confront him. She and Matt threaten to tell Dr. Kramer about Sebastian's actions if he leaves again. Despite the threat, Sebastian creates a device that repeats his heat signature in his quarters, fooling Frank into thinking he's still in the lab. Sebastian spies on Linda and sees her about to make love with Matt, leading to an outburst of jealousy and smashing their bedroom window. The story follows the events after Sebastian's mental health starts to decline from the isolation in the lab. He leaves the lab to grab items from his apartment and ends up causing harm to his neighbor. Linda and Matt try to warn Dr. Kramer, but Sebastian cuts off their communication and disables all the security codes and starts hunting down the team, strangling Janice and hiding her body, and then kills Kramer. Linda, Sarah, and Frank hide in the lab while Matt and Carter go after Sebastian with tranquilizer guns and thermal imaging goggles. Matt and Carter search for Sebastian in the lab, mistaking a steam vent for him and shooting at it. When Carter gets pulled into the air by Sebastian, he is thrown down and suffers a fatal wound to the neck. Sarah and Frank tend to Carter, but Sarah is overpowered and killed by Sebastian. Linda and Matt find Frank and Carter dead, with Matt also being stabbed. Linda dresses Matt's wound and works to escape the freezer they were locked in, using an electromagnet to open the door. Sebastian has made nitroglycerin to destroy the lab and cover up the murders, but Linda appears with a flamethrower and tries to stop him before he can set off the nitro. Sebastian's mask and clothing start to catch fire. Linda turns on the sprinklers to reveal his location, but he retaliates and they engage in a struggle. Matt intervenes, hitting Sebastian with a crowbar, but he chooses not to kill him. However, when Sebastian tries to swing the crowbar, he electrocutes himself by touching a fuse box. His internal organs become visible as he is electrocuted. Linda and Matt discover the nitroglycerin about to explode, and they climb up the elevator shaft to escape. Just as they are about to leave, Sebastian appears and drags Linda back down. He kisses her goodbye before she kills him by knocking the elevator cable loose and sending him falling into the fire. Thank you for watching. Tell us in the comments, what would you do if you were invisible? Would you take a peep on your favorite neighbor? Subscribe for more and enjoy.